And this is the hook. These are actually the three winners, or first, second, and third. Will Coleman, Caroline Panauchik, and David Dole from The Defender Venting.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
And we're going to get started with the Horse Talk Show.
Yeah, here we are. We're live from the CEP Power Plant Incubator. I'm Pat Myers.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
Yeah, and we're live from this. Yeah, I already said that.
You said that already.
Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, Peterson and Smith, Animal Hospital and Complete Care, and Larson Hay.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's right. And Pete, we got a great show today.
Oh, we do.
Lots of things to talk about. We got Wendy Wynn in studio.
Yeah, she's a saddle fitter that's amazing for Western saddles.
Great. We got a lot of derby to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of things. Yeah, that's right. So we got a lot of horsing around to do.
That's right.
So let's get started. We got Caroline with Piranha to check out right away. So let's get started.
Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
So Caroline is a Piranha sponsored rider, and she got second in the 5-star this weekend.
That's right. So let's hear what she had to say.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show in the Equus Television Network, with an interview here brought to you by Piranha Animal Health, visiting with one of their sponsored riders who's had a wonderful, phenomenal weekend, and that is Caroline Panauchik. Thank you for being with us. I know this is an exciting time for you, and you probably want to go and get ready to get on the road and be with your family. So thank you for taking this time.
Yeah, I'm actually about to drive 12 hours to Pennsylvania. So it's going to be a long journey home. That's the thing with horses, right? Like it's always on to the next, right?
That's right.
It's you celebrate for a few minutes and then you got to go on and then get home and then take care of the rest of the animals. And it's always on to the next.
That's right. So I was looking out for your name for Piranha, a huge supporter of ours in Ocala and all over, and saw your name 3 times yesterday on that cross-country list and said, oh my gosh.
Yep.
How does that feel, competing with 3 different horses, and how challenging is that for you on a weekend like this? It's so big, it's so important.
Yeah, so funny enough, yes, 3 horses this weekend. It's actually not too much because usually in the day I ride a lot of horses in a day. So I tell everyone it's kind of an easy day, like 3 horses. You kind of can wake up a little bit later, kind of take your time. But the thing is, you have to be super focused. For our 5-star cross country, you have 11 minutes, but you would say it's more like about 20 minutes of focus, really dead focus. So that's what makes it really hard work. It's just you cannot let your mind wander about anything. It's just you have to be on the job and everything. So that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing about our sport.
And coming second in the 5-star, huge, right behind Will Coleman, of course, another incredible equestrian.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about some of the challenges throughout the weekend that you faced, how you overcame those, and how you really do focus in.
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, I'm a little bit of a Debbie Downer. It's not good enough. I need to figure out a way to become like the Europeans, right? Like they can start on 21 in dressage and finish on that. So I think this weekend I finish on a 28, maybe I start on 26 and I finish on 28. That's not good enough to be world championship or Olympic level gold medalist. I got to figure out a way to be on a 20 or a 22. So I need to figure out a way to really channel in and be that good. But I'm so proud of my horse, Blake. Like he's unreal. He's such a special animal. Like I named I had a baby girl a year ago.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had a girl a year and a half ago, and I named her after him. And it's so special.
That's amazing.
So special, and he's my best friend. Like he's such an incredible horse. But I need to do a little bit better on myself because he deserves it. And he's one of those horses that he can win a world championships, win an Olympic medal, and I got to be better.
So hashtag for Piranha Animal Health is for the love of the horse. And today, when I saw you in the stadium, the end of your round, I watched you go around, and then I watched you lie down on your horse and literally hug him.
I gotta hug him,
and I cried. You actually made me cry. I text Livia, my assistant who's here with me, and said, I think I just cried. It was a lovely moment, and it really emphasizes the true relationship and partnership with the horse. And we all know how important that is for success.
I don't think everyone understands that the relationship I have with my horses. I wake up in the morning, I wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. and then I'll go out in the morning, and then I'll go into the barn, and then I'll say hi to him every morning. He lives inside at night because he jumps out of his field. So I'll say hi to him at 4 or 5 a.m. every morning. He's my best friend. You know, he's so special. He's a family member. So like I wake up in the morning, I kiss my baby, who's named after him, Blake, good morning, and then I'll go and kiss him.
And then kiss him?
He's literally my second kiss. Not my husband, him.
Him.
My poor husband. And he's special. You know, he gives me 200% every time we go and compete.
That's brilliant.
So it's really cool. But the thing is, like, every day, I don't think people understand, like, it's every day of the whole year I say hello to him. You know, like, okay, maybe I'll take a vacation here or there, but 90% of the time, every day I wake up and say hi to him. You know, that's very rare.
It is. It's lovely, actually. Last question.
So he's a family member, and
That's
I have
awesome.
to say thank you to Piranha.
I was going to say, last question. Please tell me how Piranha plays into your program.
So Blake he is such a princess. We say it all the time. Oh my goodness, he's such a princess. So he hates flies. So we put in systems before you guys were even a sponsor. We put in the systems. We spent all the money we needed to spend and put the systems in, because he cannot sleep if he has flies on him. And every time you stomp, the horses stomp their leg, it's too much pressure on their tendons.
That's right.
So before we even met you guys, we bought the Piranha systems and we put them in the barn. So we had the amazing barrel. And it's so easy to fill.
I have it. It's great.
Exactly, yeah. So you have the barrel, you put the formula in, and then you fill it with water. It takes like 20 seconds, right? And then it sprays throughout our barn. There's not one fly in our barn, which is incredible. So Blake can finally, like, he can sleep in the morning, he can sleep at night. He finally lays down. When I was here in Kentucky, it's funny, he couldn't sleep at all because there's no systems in the barn. And so the whole time he's swishing his tail, he's so angry. When we're home, he literally passes out. Oh, he's so happy. And he lays flat out. And he won't even say when he's outside at night, he jumps out of his field. He always goes back into his stall.
He's trying to get away from the flies and back to the Piranha Fly Master.
No, but he really is, though. I'm not even joking. Like, he really is. Like, but it wouldn't be like you, like any of us, right? Like, if you don't have, like, your sound system or a fan on, like, you kind of have your happy place. Mm-hmm. Blake has his happy place when there's no flies. He hates flies. Watch his dressage test. If there's one fly on him, he's swishing his tail the whole time. And it's his stall. Like, and I really truly believe it's a fly system. Like,
that's wonderful.
And it's
great
unreal.
testimony.
So like, he sleeps, he's dead asleep. Such a happy horse. So
That's
thank you
super.
to you guys. Like,
Absolutely.
I really have to say, like, not as a sponsored rider, but like, thank you as a company. You make horses so happy.
That's wonderful. And I think the theme in Kentucky is horses that sleep well, perform well. So I think his good rest is important.
Oh my goodness. And like, we use a spray away, right? Like, before we did his dressage test, like,
Cover him in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because as soon as you have one little fly, he's shaking his head the whole time. So
wonderful. That's
Piranha
fantastic.
has been such a great supporter, and I can't thank him enough. Like, you guys were a supporter before I started being sponsored by you guys. Like, you guys are a no-brainer.
Well, congratulations. Wow, what an amazing weekend. Incredible, you and Will, and David, absolutely amazing weekend. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Safe travels to you to Pennsylvania, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Fingers crossed.
That's right. Thank you. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus Television Network. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Peterson and Smith Animal Hospital and Complete Care, and Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Idaho's finest alfalfa. Well, thank you, Pete. And we are in studio with Wendy Wynn. Thank you, Wendy, for being here. We're super excited to have you. We know you're a super busy lady. You're traveling all over the place, huh?
Yeah, I am. And thanks for having me, right? Idaho's finest hay. Well, guess where I'm from? Idaho.
All right.
I mean, you might as well have two great things in one room. And so, yeah, to be here in Florida with y'all and to be on the talk show is amazing. So thank you for having me.
Well, that's great. Right. Yeah. You're traveling all over, but you also have like a really great history, great family history. You've done this for generations and generations, right?
Yeah.
So
it's super good, right? We're a fifth generation, sixth generation family of horses. So our family's been in horses since 1912. In 1973, my grandfather won the flat track race with a chariot behind him. And so that kind of fast stuff has happened. And then on my husband's side, he's got a dynamic family as well. And so his grandfather actually rode the plains of Utah back when Browning Rifle owned most of Utah, and he was a cowboy. So he went from the northern part of Utah to the central part of Utah, really playing cowboy. And then our immediate family, right, they're cowboys and cowgirls. One's here with me today. So he's been living in Florida, and I just came to pick him up and get him the heck out of here as fast as I can. And then our oldest son, Dixon, and his wife, Bandy, they live just a few miles from us. And they have one child. Her name is Lucasey, and she's almost 2. So that's our fifth generation, right?
I feel like we're talking to Yellowstone here.
No, time out. No Yellowstone. And then our youngest is a girl, Kylie Jo Wynn, and she's been in California training horses, and she broke her foot not long ago. So we have Dixon, Shad, and Kylie, and then we also have another granddaughter, Texie Jo, and she's being raised in Idaho by a little couple that actually adopted her. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So, Wendy, what is your specialty and how did you get into it?
Oh, my specialty isn't knitting napkins, I wouldn't say. But my specialty really, I feel like, is biomechanics under saddle and also rider. So often people talk about, oh, my saddle doesn't fit, my saddle doesn't fit. I don't know necessarily that that's what I focus on, but that's where I'm at. And so I do call myself an equine consultant because I have a big, broad variety of topics we can talk about, right? Teeth, nutrition, feet, riding. But I've designed some trees and designed some saddles, and so that's where I find myself at home a lot because I love anatomy, but I love really great performance horses. And so I do a lot of Western saddle fitting.
So you are a rider, and I got to come see your clinic. You did a brief clinic about a couple months ago, and we got to talk about what you actually do, which was amazing because you talked about where the placement of the saddle and all that. That was just fascinating to me.
Well, thank you. Yes, I love to ride horses, and that's a big part of what I do when I'm at home. So we get to team rope together, and we've been in the rodeo lane. All of our kids train horses and are in the rodeo lane, both roping, calf roping, breakaway roping. So at home, we do twirl our lassos a lot. And saddle placement is so important, and especially in the team roping lane. So many guys have been like, oh, let's just put that saddle on the shoulder, and they just don't know any better. So when you start to talk about the biomechanics and how that horse is actually working, you really want to talk about shoulder movement. So you've got a big, strong horse, he's got a big move, and you trap that shoulder and he's got bad feet. Well, now you've changed a lot more angles and a lot more biomechanically, right? And maybe you ride forward. So you throw all of that stuff in the mix, and then you trap the shoulder. The horse stops going forward, rears, changes direction. You see the nerve patterns change, you see the muscles change. So that's really what got me into the lane I'm in. So freedom of the shoulder, where we place the saddle. Like I really like to find the scapula. We did this all day today. 2 fingers right behind where that scapula is, and then you need to find your bar pad and your concho. And when you can find that, and then you can pull that horse's shoulder forward and back, and it can move with ease, right? It can't be real loose in there, and it can't be too tight. It has to be just right, just like porridge, right? Just right. So I'm all about just right in the saddle fit. Not too tight, not too wide, just right.
Fascinating. So placing the saddle is important. And then what about the withers? Because you talked a lot about the withers.
Yeah, when we talk about horses, and the only ones that do change really structurally with the ribs, or when we get into Arabians and different things like that. I don't have a ton of experience in Arabian fittings. I do fit a few, but most horses have 18 ribs. So when we talk about 18 ribs and we say, well, where is the strength of the horse? The first 8 ribs are considered that 60% and strong because, right, of the withers. The withers are tall, so vertebrae 5, 6, and 7. That's where the strongest and the deepest in the horse's shoulder. So we can actually not see 1, 2, and 3 rib. We can see and palpate 4 or 5 usually. So when we can palpate 5 and we can get back to 8, 8 is where the sternum ends. So that structure has to hold us tight and strong, but we can't be on top of it, right, because of the nervous system. So the withers are really just, there's no muscle on top of there. There's a huge amount of nerves on the side of those, and so each vertebra is separate, and each vertebra has nerves that come through it and innervate the muscle, they innervate the body, and so when those get pinched and tight, a lot of times the fluid will come in and then that horse will get really sore. So I am an advocate of keeping the withers free, keeping the shoulders free, but fitting the full back. Because the vertebrae go all the way, not just in the withers, but through the full back. There's a huge amount of discussion, right? Like, don't saddle your horse on vertebrae 18. Don't do this, don't do that. I really try to look at that horse, and there's a ton of information too, like only 20% of your weight, right? Or that's crazy sauce, man. Like, we have guys that are 6'2", 280, 250, team roping and roping calves, and those horses are pulling steers and pulling all kinds of stuff. But it's because of the structure, the muscle structure, the bone structure, they're shod right. Everything is lining up. So I think it's so hard in my lane because I see horses that are broken all the time. Number 1, they never have really good feet. Number 2, their nutrition is probably bad. Number 3, they don't have their teeth done. Number 4, they're fat or they're skinny. And they get, right, it's a hobbyist world. And so we live in a hobbyist world. We don't live with a bunch of professionals. You know, we live in a hobbyist world where we all work, right? We go home, we want to love our horses, we want to ride them for an hour, We want to enjoy them. And then they're like, oh, my saddle doesn't fit. I'm like, well, if you rode your horse all year, at least for an hour every day, or 2 hours, or hired somebody, and you kept your farrier 4 to 6 weeks, right? And if you got farrier work and you needed a massage therapist to come, you wait 10 or 15 days, you have the massage therapist come to reset the myofascia. That's going to help your pad fit better, right? You get the right nutrition, you get the right gut health, all the things absorbed. Bada bing, bada bang, winner, right? My last name is Win. I'm all about winning. That's how you win.
It's interesting, the farrier I learned from used to say that. He says it doesn't take one person to fix everything. You have to go to the vet. It's a team. Every time.
Yeah.
It takes a community to raise a child. I mean, I've raised 3 and I have 2 grandchildren, and quite honestly, you use Shad for an experience. When he wanted to go ride bulls in the PRCA, we have a great bunch of family friends that are world champions, the Frost family, and his dad told him, he said, you get there as fast as you can and let him help you get back into that bull riding lane. And very quickly, he got better and better and better, because that wasn't our wheelhouse right then, but it was their wheelhouse. And so we had known him a long time when we were young, and I think anything we can do with a farrier. I spent all day today with probably one of the world's greatest, Clayton from Florida Farrier Service. Was coming to find out he's a team roper, and he got hauled around by Donnie Gay, 8-time world champion bull rider. The guy was fabulous. It was brilliant. So it takes a ton of people to help grow anything, right? It's just the way it is.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, that sounds great. Well, we're going to go take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to have some more with Wendy.
All right.
So that sounds great. We'll be right back.
Smash Wraps creates business fleet and storefront interior and exterior solutions. Don't just wrap it, smash wrap it. SmashWraps.com. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back with the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Peterson and Smith Animal Hospital and Complete Care and Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's right, the finest. And we are back with Wendy Wynn, and we were just talking about having the porridge just right.
Oh yeah.
And Pete, I think you had some questions about having the cinch just right.
Cinch.
Oh, the cinch just right.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first, what's one thing that gives you guys anxiety? Does going to the doctor give you guys anxiety?
A little bit.
Okay, good. You feel like you're in top shape, top health? They just laugh. Okay, the answer is no. Sure. They're not. Yes. Right? Okay. Sure. All right. So we go back a little bit, right? We were talking about horse health. And so we have maybe a too big of horse. Sometimes I fat shame people, so the horse is fat. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Well, then they get the cinch right and they want to get it just right. And so what is just right? Placement. So if you think about where the cinch goes, right? First we talk about the myofascia. So above the knee, the myofascia starts. So myofascia is like the peeling on the orange that just makes that all the muscles hold together. Well, if that gets tight, the muscles can't move. So the myofascia has everything to do with muscle movement. So let's say we've got a bad saddle on a heavy horse and we know where the elbow is, right? So we find that elbow and we get the placement right. And then here we go. Yep. This is exactly, we're talking about the girth groove here. So as we talk about the girth groove and we're like, where is the girth groove and what does it do? So the girth groove is important to horses. Finding the elbow is important to the horse because when we do that, we can actually get the cinch buckle in the right place. So how tight is too tight and how tight is not tight enough? So both of you, do you have your belts on?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they just right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you just got maybe a pro rider that's going to go really fast around the barrels, or you have a novice rider that's never been on, and they're going to go left, and then they're going to go right. And so both of those people may go ahead and get a hold of your belts, and I want you to suck them up a bit. I mean, tighten them. Oh, did you guys notice on TV land that they're holding their breath? No, tighten it up, man, tighten it up. Okay, so now I want y'all to hold your breath. Hold your breath. Okay, don't talk. Oh, let's see if these guys talk show hosts can do this. Oh, you let your air out. Okay, well, what happens to your lungs and your diaphragm if you're a horse and you're overcinched? They don't laugh. They usually, oh, you're doing good, but you're turning green. So what happens? All right, you can undo your belts. What happens when the muscle doesn't get oxygen? What happens to it?
I didn't like that.
It dies. The muscle dies. So if there's no oxygen and there's no blood, right, how does the myofascia really get rejuvenated and work? So just right is like your belt, just right. Like my belt today, it's not too tight. It's not tight on my hips, but it's securing my pants, right? And this is a perfect example. I don't have a button because it broke when I had too many cupcakes. So I got this belt on to hide that. But you have to have your cinch in an adequate place. It needs to be even, front to back, and it needs to be snug. And it needs to have even pressure, right? Just get a good cinch, even pressure. It should help your saddle stay on, but it shouldn't cut your horse in half, and it shouldn't allow it to slip left to right.
Then back cinch. That's one of my pet peeves.
All right, so the back cinch, this is something that is important, and I usually put my front cinch on, and then I'll put my back cinch on, and I'll pull my back cinch probably tighter than my front cinch. Because when you do that, it allows your saddle to actually sit down better on the lumbar. And then when we get to the front end, right, you have more room usually through the scapula and down through shoulder movement, which is just below where the head of the serratus is, the serratus muscle. So when we get that in the right place, then everything in the front can move better. And then I would tighten my cinch up. We rope, and so like we'll have a wrinkle in the skin when we get backed in the box. Even when we're riding colts, like we have the back cinch up. If you don't want to ride with the back cinch, take it off. But never let it dangle, right? I think I did a little video a while ago, and it was like, if you let it dangle, you're going to die.
Well, we used to call it fly hobbles.
Fly hobbles, same.
Yep. They go and get a fly with their back foot, and whoop, they were caught.
Yeah, it's important, and if you ask a lot of saddle builders, like why, they're like, well, it's to help the saddle stay on. And truthfully, that's probably what it is. And in the roping, right, we don't want our saddles to move left or right, forward or back. We want them to stay on that horse. The barrel racing, too. The less movement you have, the less friction you have, the better the myofascia and the muscles can function. So you get it on there to where the horse can move, but if you get a bunch of room and then you get a bunch of flap, like I was at a roping one time and I was in the short round and I had uncinched my horse in between and I had forgot. and she was a pretty goosey mare. So I had my front cinch and my back cinch, and we were at a poison roping, so they're big, heavy horn steers, and I had a great healer, a young kid, and I was like, I'm going to win the roping. So I go, get the horns, get it on him, get slowed, like everything's happening. This kid comes around there, 2 foots him, and pulls my horse around, like turns that horse around, and that back cinch hit this mare. Her name was Magic, and she would have jumped that far off, right? Luckily, I got my dallies, but I mean, she jumped up because that saddle slapped her, and so did that back cinch. So it's kind of like, you know, someone sneaks up behind you and whacks you on the back. You're like, not good. So get it tight, right? And get it even, front and back. Your front cinch buckle, your back cinch buckle, they need to be even in the Western world.
Wow, we could do 3 segments on just all the things I want to ask questions about.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So the other thing that I want you to talk about is your system on how you can create a tree that fits a horse.
Oh, this is cool. So I'm actually meeting with Dennis Lane. He's an Australian 30-year tree builder, saddle builder from, I think, Queensland. But he's coming to, this is it, the Dennis Lane card fitting system. And so he's coming to America. But what you use these cards for, there's an A measurement, a B measurement, and a C measurement. And each one of those are placed on the horse's back in order to see the width. And when you take those numbers, you can also check the rock. So there's 4 types of rock in horse's back. It's not rocket science, it's just 4 types. And 2 are flatter and 2 have more rock. And so if I take like this tree right here is made by Warren Hogg in Conway, Arkansas. So if you're a rodeo person, he makes them for Trevor Brazil, Larry D. Guy. Like, he's one of the greatest tree builders in the world. And so Dennis' card system, if I needed him to build one, it's a communication tool from me to the builder to the finished product. And it really is science how it's put together. So you take the rock card, like when we talk about rock, that's front to back in the tree. When we talk about the waistline, that's how, when you get to the front of that, there's an A to B measurement, and they take those numbers, and that's how that twist and angle comes in. And then actually how long the bar pad is in the front. So trees are as interesting to me as team roping is. And horses, because I think we're behind. Horses have changed. Like rope horses, futurity horses, barrel horses, or we're still building trees like we were in the 1900s. And it's like, come on, you guys. You know, like, we're riding athletes. We're riding horses that are shorter coupled. The scapulas move differently. They're faster. They're stronger backed. Their girths are in different places. You know, like, well, let's always just have a full position. Let's have a 7/8. Well, why don't we look at the horses now? Why don't we make some designs that actually fit them horses the very best, so they don't get elbow sore. They don't get, right, the triceps, the biceps, the elbow, it all ties together, and it makes the leg go forward. So it's really just understanding that mechanically to where it's like, wow. But the Dennis Lane card system is cool, and he's a cool guy. I'm probably crazy for him, and he's dry for me. But we meet in the middle, and I really try to just listen because he's brilliant. You go back to your community conversation.
Right.
That's how I felt about Australians. They were brilliant.
So how can we get a hold of you or watch you or listen to more stuff?
Well,
you do.
You can find us. We have a website. It's called Win Horses. We just launched a platform, so it has a ton of education. So if you can't see me in person and you need some help with farrier work, with dentistry, it's everything, spiritual coaching, life coaching, saddle fitting, you can find us there. And we have a free newsletter, and we have a free silver platform as well. And then I'm on all social feeds. So I'm on LinkedIn, the business side of it. I try to look like a business person, you know, and then also on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, a little bit of everywhere.
Okay. So we have some goodies for you. K-Well products.
Absolutely. And
then the Piranha.
Oh, Piranha. I like it.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You are welcome.
Awesome. And we're going to head out, but when we come back, you're going to see Steve Haskin. We got a great interview with him, and we'll be right back. Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus. Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show, talking to my very favourite person to discuss the racing world, especially the upcoming and exciting road that's getting shorter and shorter to the Kentucky Derby. So, Steve Haskin, Hall of Fame turf writer, talk Derby to me.
Hey, anything you want me to say, I'll say. I don't care how derby it is.
The derbier, the better. We have another great field. I kind of want to focus in on your sort of top four if we can, because there's so much to say about all of them. I am so happy that the So Happy story is so cool. And of course, you know me, I'm always rooting for Mark Cassie. So Silent Tactic has to be in view for me. What about you, Steve? Who do you like this year?
Well, first of all, the first horse I liked, unfortunately, Ted Nafi is gone. The second horse I liked, Paladin, is gone. But so the next horse up to move up the ladder, was Renegade. So I've had him number one for a while. And I mean, I can't find any flaws in that horse at all. I mean, he just does everything right. His speed patterns his thoroughgraph pattern is perfect. You can't ask for a better speed pattern. He closes well. He's consistent. He's got the pedigree. He's got the trainer. He's got the jockey. There's just like no faults in that horse at all. So he has to be right up there. Yeah. And of course, all the big ones. I mean, Further Ado, he's been all over the place. But as far as pure speed, he's the fastest horse in the race. I mean, this is a horse who ran a -1. If people know about thoroughgraph, the shorter the number, the better. Well, I should say the lower the number. And when you go below 0, you're talking in Derby time. I mean, every year the Derby is run probably in 0, -1, something like that, -2 at the fastest. But he ran a -1 as a 2-year-old, and he's been trying to come back to that. In his last start in the Bluegrass, he ran a -2, which would easily win this race. That's much faster than anybody else in here. It's a question of whether he stays there, gets better, or regresses off of it. But he's the fastest horse in the race. And Commandant just keeps winning. He manages to get up all the time. And of course, right, a lot of people are calling it the big three. I got to put the Puma in there as well. Gustavo Delgado, he's like an old-time trainer. The old-time trainers, they trained very tough. And the horse had to be tough to withstand it. The ones that didn't, did fall by the wayside. And the ones that were able to stand it were your Derby winners and Belmont winners every year and your champion. We're talking about the old Max Hirsch and Sonny Jim Fitzsimmons and Ben Jones, all the great trainers back then. Nobody trains like that anymore, except Gustavo Delgado, who did that with Mage, and he's doing that with the Puma, who did not race as a 2-year-old, but has run 4 times this year, including 3 weeks in between the Tampa Bay Derby and the Florida Derby, and he still got beat a nose in the Florida Derby. He ran fantastic, so I'm never going to count him out. And those would have been my big four until this morning when I watched Chief Wallaby's work. Wow, that was the best work I've seen by far.
Yeah.
And I don't like that Bill Mott is putting blinkers on him. I shouldn't say that Bill Mott's not. I don't like blinkers or any equipment changes for the Derby. But with him, he really needs it because the flaw that horse has had has been, as soon as he turns into the stretch, he has a tendency to cock his head to the right. And he starts looking around and he loses focus. And in every race that he's running, every race, he's only run 3 times. But in his last 2 races, the big stakes races, he lost focus. And then when he recovered, when he got his head straight in between the 8th pole and the 16th pole, he came on again. So, Bill's putting the blinkers on, and he did it in his first work. He still did it a little bit. He still has a tendency. This morning, he looked awesome. I mean, he looked fantastic. Everything about his work this morning. And I like the way he came into the stretch this time. He wanted to, but he never quite did. But boy, did he take off past the wire and into the turn and gallop out. And I got to make it a top 5 now. I got to put Chief Wallaby right up there with the top 4, and I'm sure that will increase. I'll keep adding to it as we get. And then of course, then you got to go to your bets. You can't bet any of those.
Right.
Chief Wallaby is going to be 10, 12 to 1. He's worth a bet. The others, maybe the Puma will be worth a bet, but the others are going to be too short. I would never bet a horse that short. But there's still a lot of live horses in there, especially to come into money. It's a very, very contentious field, I think.
Oh, it is indeed. And, I had the wonderful opportunity to interview some of the consigners for these horses that you mentioned at OBS the other day. And Wendell Hill, who works in the Hidden Brook team, what a lovely man. You've absolutely got to do a story on this man. He handled American Pharaoh, Ewing, the Puma. I mean, he just got great stories. You've absolutely got to talk to him.
Well, that's another phone number you have to send me.
I will send it to you. Wendell Hill,
definitely. Especially the Puma. It's definitely one of my top horses and one of the great stories.
Well, the running theme with Further Ado, consigner, 6Ks, So Happy's consigner, First Call, and Hidden Brook, who consigned the Puma, all of them said the same thing, that all 3 of these horses took the best naps and slept when they weren't up working, and that they rested well. And I thought this may be the theme, that the horses that nap really well run really well. But I got to talk to all of them, and they all had great stories. And the First Call consignment had only been a consigner for about 3 years. So to have a horse like So Happy in the Derby, very, very exciting for them. They were thrilled, and I think that he only sold for about 20,000, which, in the racehorse world, the Derby world, that's not a lot of money. So it's all wonderful to talk to them.
I think that the one thing about So Happy, which I really love, I mean, after his San Felipe, I said, I just don't know. I know he's by Run Happy, but I don't go by that because the Run Happy is by a Kentucky Derby winner, and his dam is by a Breeders' Cup Classic winner. And there's a lot of speed and stamina all through his pedigree, so I'm not going to go by that. But in San Felipe, he did not look like a horse that wanted 1.25 miles. Just the way he ran. And he comes back in the San Diego Derby, and he looked like a horse who wants to go 1.25 miles. What I love about him, in fact, I made some connections, with people who know people, with his breeder, and because they had read what I wrote about it, is that what I really loved about this, and you just don't see this, that the breeder, Lev Miller, he not only bred So Happy, he bred his dam, he bred his second dam, he bred his third dam, and he bred his 4th dam. And this is a small-time breeder. So, there's definitely a story there. So I'm going to be looking into that as well.
Good deal. Love it. Okay, last question. I just got the 2-minute sign. So last question for you, Steve. If there's a long shot in there that you like, who would that be?
Wow, yeah, it's quite a few of them. I just wrote a column about Dan on Bourbon, the Japanese horse.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the unknown aspect of it. Now, he could be a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know yet because he's only run 3 times, but from what I've seen, he could be a superstar. And I'm looking for a horse like Golden Tempo to hit to possibly hit the board at a big price.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these days when I talk to you, I'll tell you my personal story behind Pavlovian, which we don't have time for now, but I've got a personal story with him. So
I would like that very, very much. Steve, thank you so much for always sharing a wealth of wisdom with us on the road to the Derby. Love it when you talk Derby to me, and we always love all the information you have on these horses. Your column is phenomenal, so thank you so much.
Anytime.
All right, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon, and I'll send you Wendell's phone number. He's got some great stories.
Super. I look forward to it.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Hall of Fame turf writer Steve Haskin, the best wealth of information on Derby horses. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.
Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Hey, we're back with the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet,
your hometown Chevy experience,
and Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's right. And Pete, that was a pretty good interview with Wendy Wynn.
Oh,
we probably could have gone on for quite a while.
Quite a while.
But we do have to move on. We have an interview with Dr. Melissa Perrell. She's going to tell us all about something. Oh, I don't know. She's going to tell us about something.
Peterson and Smith.
Well, tune in. She's going to tell us all about it. Here we go from Peterson and Smith, Dr. Melissa Perrell.
Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative, and we are at the Advanced Facilities Centre in Summerfield visiting with Dr. Melissa Perrell from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Very impressed with everything that we've seen so far today. Of course, Dr. Matthews really laid an amazing foundation here to get this program really, really successful. And then Dr. Perrell came in and has done an amazing job continuing that legacy legacy, really doing what is absolutely her passion. Dr. Prowl, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for coming out and visiting. And, we love to have people come and visit and take a little bit of what we do home. It's really important for us here, and we all enjoy what we do, and getting to share that with anybody that wants to spend some time here. We will absolutely welcome that.
I'm amazed, and honestly, as impressive as everything is, I'm most impressed with how passionate you are about it. It's obviously a really, really huge part of your life, and I see you as you're showing us everything, just see your love and passion of this, and it's what you specialized in. It's what you wanted to do with your veterinary career.
Yeah, when I started out, as many vet students do, they don't really know which direction they want to go. And I would say, for me, my turning point was my clinical year. So that last year of vet school, I did that at Colorado State. And my very first rotation was the equine reproduction rotation. And that just sealed the deal for me. So at that point, I knew which direction I wanted to head. I was able to do an internship at the University of Illinois. And then I was selected to do the residency back at Colorado State. So definitely was lucky to end up there in one of the top programs for equine reproduction. And, timing wise, it worked out perfectly that Dr. Matthews was looking for a little bit of help as I was finishing up. So was absolutely blessed to land back here. I'm a Florida native, grew up here, and was really, really lucky to get invited to become part of the Peterson Smith team.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the services that are offered here at AFC, and just kind of cover that for us a little bit. I know it's a lot. There's a lot of services.
Yeah. So we do absolutely everything in this facility pertaining to equine reproduction. So we have the mare side of things, where we will breed mares to carry their own pregnancies, as well as doing embryo transfers. And we will also do stallion management for fresh breedings, as well as cooled collections that we'll ship out. We are also a qualified facility that we can freeze semen and export it internationally as well. And then going into a little bit more of our advanced reproductive techniques, we are the only ICSI laboratory. So ICSI stands for intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and that's the horse's answer to like in vitro fertilization. So we can do that here as well. And as I mentioned, we're the only facility doing those injections here in the state of Florida. So from start to finish, we can do absolutely everything here. It's kind of a one-stop shop for breeding. And then, once we're able to get a positive pregnancy, we offer foaling services as well, where the recipient mares or just client mares that we've bred can come back and we foal them out for the owners as well. So
that's incredible. You have the foaling barn,
yeah,
which is amazing, and each stall has a nice little camera set up in it, and then you have somebody here also throughout the night, so you don't have that staying up all night worrying that last week. You've got somebody to do that.
Exactly.
And then you do all inclusive the post-birth care as well, which you would have to have a veterinarian come to the farm to do those services if not. So that's wonderful that you can get all that post-care, make sure that the baby's nursing successfully and everything went smoothly.
Yeah. IgG gets checked on every foal. That gives us an idea of the passive immunity that the mare will give to the foal through the colostrum. So we check an IgG on everything that's born. We will also get a baseline complete blood count. Sometimes these foals come out and they look perfectly normal, but we'll see abnormalities on that blood work. So it allows us to kind of get a jump start on treatment before we are actually seeing the clinical signs as they would present as a sick foal.
So it's really nice, a peace of mind, comfort that everything's taken care of. You're not missing anything important.
Right.
And then also you have recipient mares here too.
Yes. So we
a nice big herd.
Yes, we have a really large herd of recipients, the largest in the Southeast. So we definitely can, take care of the large amount of embryos that we will flush. So it's nice because it takes a little bit of strain off of what am I going to do with this embryo. There's been a shortage of recipients the last couple years, and people were always looking for their own recipients to use. But I'll tell you, it's a lot easier when you have 100 that you're working with in your active herd to pick from, as opposed to lining up one.
And you mentioned something I just want to emphasize, and it was actually an interesting thought that I hadn't had, but there are those that might say, oh, those poor recipient mares, how sad. But actually, a lot of them were not successful in their sport that they were in.
Right.
And perhaps they weren't a pedigree that could go to a expensive breeding shed. So actually, it gives them a second career. Right. Where they aren't discarded. They actually come and live in a wonderful place in a beautiful 100 acres with green hay and are perfectly well taken care of. And as you mentioned when we were talking, if they were feral out in a wild herd, they would be bred every year anyway. So because that's what they do in the wild. So actually it's a very natural sort of a life for them, and they have a chance at obviously surviving, living well, and having a job.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's they're housed in a herd setting. So everything that we do here is essentially how it would be if they were in the wild, right? So they live in their herd setting, and really all they need to do is just have babies
and enjoy life
and enjoy that life of just doing what they would naturally be doing.
Exactly. And I like that you pointed that out, because we really emphasize on the show that, and seeing the way they're cared for and how healthy they are. And obviously they're in the hands of veterinarians, so they don't have any concerns at all. So that's amazing. So really full service, everything, the only ICSI lab in Florida. So there goes a lot of that risk in the shipping, possibilities of them getting lost or something going wrong. You don't have that concern because it's all here in-house. And we're going to talk more about what ICSI is in another segment, so you can join us for that. So really full service, everything you could need as far as equine reproduction goes, you do it all here.
Exactly. And I think it's important to note we do it on a varying scale as well. So we have the people that have one mare. I won't even call her the brood mare. Maybe it's their little kid's pony that they use to play around. And we'll go all the way up to the full scale production breeder that is breeding multiple mares, and they have that as their business. So we'll do people's pets as well as full scale, production.
Amazing. So impressive. Yeah. This facility is so impressive, Dr. Prell. So impressive. Obviously, her passion here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care's Advanced Facility Center here in Summerfield, in the horse capital of the world. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of North Central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect
throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus! Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back on the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet,
your hometown Chevy experience,
and Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Well, that was interesting. Well, Pete, I think it's time for a tip of the week with Dancing Pete Rhoda.
Let's do it. Dancing Pete's tip of the week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship. So, because we had Wendy here, I am going to have my tip of the week be the two things that get you hurt the most with horses are not knowing any better, which some people don't like the word ignorance, which isn't a bad word in my book, not knowing any better, and tack failure. So you didn't check your tack, you didn't check your saddle, you didn't tighten your cinch, as Wendy told the story, and something bad happens. So that's my tip of the week.
Okay.
So now let's go to Pat Myers' tip of the week.
Tip of the week with Pat Myers. Okay. So my tip of the week is consistency counts. Consistency counts, right, Pete?
That's right.
It counts in the horse world, right? You want to be consistent with your riding, consistent what you do with your horse, consistent with pretty much everything you do. You want to be consistent in your barn as well, and it counts when it comes to lighting. When you have incandescent lighting or you have fluorescent lighting, it's very hard for manufacturers to make those lights exactly the same. So when you look at it, it may not seem all that different, but it's impossible for them to make it exactly the same, so it seems uneven. But when you switch over to LED lighting, it's very easy for manufacturers to make that lighting exactly the same every single time. So when you install LED lighting in your barn, it's a very, very even light. So when your horses are in that barn, it gives them a little bit of time. They can be more relaxed because the lighting is more consistent and even throughout that barn.
Temple Grandin would enjoy that tip.
Yeah, that's right. Consistency
Pat Myers
counts.
Electric, Spark of Ocala.
That's it.
And if you have a horse, you know you have a dog. So
that's right.
Here's Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch.
That's right. Here we go.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. If you like to train your dog with treats, then use various grades of treats, starting with like kibble and working your way up to a nice cut of steak. Use small pieces. You don't have to give them like an inch square. You can give them like less than a quarter of an inch cube. They just love the taste and they'll work for you. And also, don't feed them before you train. Have them work with you with a hungry tummy. Neil with Ocala Dog Ranch.
That's great. That's a great tip. You got to have different types of treats to motivate your horse or your
employees.
Employees, horses, dogs. You got to motivate them somehow.
Some like time off, some like money.
That's it. You just got to do what you can. So we got some news. Let's go to the news. Let's see what's happening right here in Marion County.
Oh, the Derby, Ocala's
All right.
Connections. We have lots of different horses that are going to be Ocala connected. Now, my favorite one would be So Happy because of Mike Smith. He's riding.
Okay.
And the story behind So Happy is a great one, where the guy's always wanted to get there. His wife died, and here's the first horse. So and Mike said he would get the horse there. So I'm looking forward to So Happy.
Okay.
Is my,
All
I don't know
right.
who you want to pick.
That's, I mean, great story. So keep an eye on So Happy. A lot of great horses from Ocala.
And then we have the Oaks. Now these are the ladies running. So these
Okay.
are the mares running, and there's
Okay.
lots of different connections on Florida Ocala connections. I wish they would just put an OC or what is it? O trained, OT, or OB, meaning they were born there.
That's right.
Ocala born, Ocala trained.
There's some connection to Ocala. We've got some good horses.
That's right.
That's it.
This is our Black Horse Ranch Youth Scholarship. This is going to go to people that can't afford horses or be around horses. Please donate to that great.
That's right. I want everybody to have a chance.
Have a chance, yes, sir. Grateful Gallops, 50% off if you mention the Horse Talk Show. Becky will come out, and she has lots of different modalities that she can help your horse. Massage, the cold cryo, the red lights, all different. The Beamer, she uses Beamer. And
50% off. That's a good deal.
that's a good deal to get it started.
Make sure you mention Horse Talk Show. Ooh, Donkey Day celebration. Let's go.
Yeah.
Gathering donkeys and people that love them. It's happening on
Saturday, May 30th.
May 30th at Treeline Farms
From 10 to 2.
So make sure you're there. Oh,
This is yours.
Gentle Carousel Reading with Horses. Man, Gentle Carousel does such a great job.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing this summer program for the kids to encourage reading, but they're doing such a great job of not only introducing kids to horses that may not have had a chance to interact with them, but they're encouraging reading. And in the reading program, they're encouraging an interaction with our first responders, our police department, our firefighters.
And they read a book, and the main character comes out afterwards.
And you get to meet the main character, which is a miniature horse.
That's right.
And
they'll have lots of different ones coming: June 4th, June 11th, June 18th, June 25th, July 2nd, July 9th. And where will it be? Because you're sponsoring the first one.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Midtown Station. And every kid gets to leave with a book.
Wow.
So that's a really great event. So bring your kids out. It's amazing. Free. So come on out.
And talking about Gentle Carousel, Magic's birthday, October 10th. This is going to be the Black and White Gala. This is to raise money so that these people can go out and keep the community going. They go out, what people don't realize, they go out to the elderly, the hospitals. These horses can go into hospitals, and they're potty trained. They go to disasters.
They go all over. They're really touching a lot of people's lives.
And now they're going into the schools.
Into the schools to help them.
With a coloring book that I think you donated to help that.
Yeah. We
Pat Myers Electric just all over the town.
Yeah, that's right. We want to help these kids learn about horses and what this community has to offer.
Yes, sir.
That's it. So that's what's going on in Marion County.
Marion County.
Lots of exciting things going on, Pete. So that's great.
So Wendy, since you're still sitting with us,
yes, sir.
Any other last tip
that
you'd like to give them since we have a few minutes?
Last tips. I'll leave you with a bit of a challenge, right?
Okay.
Because I think oftentimes you meet with someone and you have big expectations that maybe your saddle does fit or yours doesn't fit. And I think the most important thing we can be in this world is kind. So often we do have to deliver the truth, but I think how we deliver the truth is most important. And we need to see the best in everything we see and we do. And if we don't really like the saddle, we can find something good about it. And if we see something we don't like in horsemanship, we can find something good to say to that person. And so I think in today's world, everybody is a critic, right? If you're on Facebook, someone's going to be a critic. There's a couch potato on there with nothing else to do. And so I will leave you with this tip from Wendy Wynn, that if you put a funny little whatever on a Facebook comment, I run my Facebook still, and I'll just put God bless. And that's my way of saying, you're crazy. So in a nice way, I say God bless, but really what it means, you're crazy. And I always want people to get out into it and try it, right? Try being a horse trainer. Try being a Western saddle fitter.
right.
Try being an English saddle fitter. Try being a farrier. Before you're on the couch pushing the buttons, like, try, and be consistent at it. That's the most important thing. So consistency, compatibility, and kindness.
That's great.
And
tip.
be true.
Great.
That's
tip.
great.
Thank you.
That's a great tip. Thank you again for joining us.
You're welcome.
We've had a great show. Thank you, Pete. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me today. And thank you to Marion County for joining us on the Horse Talk Show. Thank you so much. Happy horsing around, and we'll see you next time on the Horse Talk Show.
See ya.
Piranha Animal Health is your trusted leader in insect control since 1972.